I just thought while I was working on a project, I wanted to see what this vertical live was all about. So it's just kind of a pop-up surprise, live, unplanned. It has been a while since I've done a live. Like I did one with Teresa yesterday, but it's been a while since I've done one by myself. So I don't know if anybody will see this and come on. It is a little bit of an awkward time too. I just got home from work and put some chili in the pot for dinner. So. Oh, someone's here. Hi there. I'm trying to figure out where I see chat on here. Is this where the chat is? Okay, and what's that? No. Oh, whoever it was left anyway. Oh, now there's two on. Hi there. I'm just trying the vertical live. I've never done one before, so I wanted to see what it was all about, see if there's anybody on that wants to chat. I have a few minutes here, so I'm working on the watermelon. I don't know if anybody here had seen some of my videos where I talked about what I was doing, but I had made a watermelon pillow for my niece at Christmas for her cat, and her cat loves it. So I thought I would do a tutorial for it. So I'm working on that, but I'm at the point in the tutorial where it's like, let's pause and add, 4 more rows. So I don't need to film this next part. I'm just adding the rows on. Who all's here and what are you guys up to? I'm trying to figure out live or not live, chat on here. If somebody has put something in the chat, I don't see it. So, oh, Susie's Crochet. Susie, hi. I'm so happy to see you. Now I can see the chat. I wasn't sure what was going on here. I've never done a vertical live before. I just wanted to kind of test it out. So what are you up to today, Susie? Oh, I see Gail. I'm in the milk house again, and I saw a pop-up live. Yeah, it was just kind of a surprise. And now I have something in my teeth. That's embarrassing. Sorry that I'm using this camera as a mirror. Well, this is real life if there ever was real life, right? Food in the teeth, not being prepared. So, oh, Susie's not doing much. Same here. You might hear some kids stomping up the steps here in a few minutes, but other than that, they don't have any activities tonight. I'm guessing they'll have a lot of homework. They both have a lot of like AP classes this year, so this semester they have both been getting lots of homework. So, but that's what happens when you take the higher level classes, right? Marina, I have missed you so much. I was just thinking about you today, so I'm glad that you popped in. I was hoping you were okay. I thought if I don't see her soon, I'm going to have to shoot an email and make sure she's still doing okay. So, oh, okay. Susie said she blocked the first part of her blanket, and so she's waiting. Yeah, that's a waiting game. So, what are you up to, Marina? You're on a quick break. So what are you at work right now or what's going on? I'm just being nosy. Okay. Yeah, Marina says she's okay, just super busy and schedule changing a lot. Yeah, I get it. I get it. That can happen. Hopefully your daughter's doing well. Is she in another play? I have to go back to school. I'm doing a lot of volunteer work and projects lately. How's it going for you? It's good. It's good. I had COVID about 2 weeks ago, so I'm still a little bit tired from that, but this year, this school year, I think has been my best in a long time. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, all of the COVID kids have gone through," because I'm with 6th through 8th graders, and so those kids were like kindergarten when COVID hit, and they didn't like have their learning as disrupted as the other kids have. So these kids this year are a lot more respectful. I'm not saying that everybody is always respectful, but it's been a lot easier of a year than it has in, I would say, the past 3 or 4 years. So, yeah, so it's going well. I like the kids I'm working with. They want my help. They are a lot more eager to learn. So it's been a lot better this year than it has been in years past. And Gail is filling feed buckets while the kids fill the water buckets and hay walls. Nice. Getting everybody involved. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, Marina, your daughter is in a play. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm sure the rehearsal schedule has to be nuts. Our school is doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, something, is that what it is? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? And their their production is this weekend, and they have so many kids from the play that are absent because they're sick. And I felt so bad. I was like, I guess that, all those rehearsals and all of that pressure is probably, you know, putting that strain on their immune system. So I can imagine for your daughter. I hope your daughter stays well. You have warmer weather than we do too, so hopefully that'll help. It's been super cold here. This week has been the warmest, and it's been in the 20s and 30s Fahrenheit. But last week we were in negative temperatures. In fact, they had to postpone school 2 hours, 3 days last week because it was too cold for kids to be out at the bus stop in the morning. So we had 3 days where we had a 2-hour delay. So, I guess that's just the way it goes, but it's been really, really cold here. I'm guessing, Susie, it's probably been really cold for you too. Hi, Kimberly. I'm so glad you popped on. This was just kind of a surprise pop on for me. I wanted to see what these vertical lives were all about. Do you guys like it better, vertical live? I don't really know what makes this better, or oh my gosh, Thomas is here. Hi, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas, I just wanted to test out the vertical live and see what was going on with that, because I mean, I keep hearing about it and everybody's like, "Oh, you should do a vertical live." I'm like, "Okay." But I don't know if this is any different than any other live. I don't know. You can just see this part of me instead of the other way. So, it's cool. Okay. Yeah, you can't see my background though. My husband worked so hard to make these shelves for me. Kimberly, it doesn't matter to me. Supposedly, these vertical lives help get you out to a broader audience. Oh, okay. So we'll see. I only have 4 people on here, so which is fine. You guys are all my friends, so it's not like, anything like that. And Kenyatta, hi. How are you feeling, Kenyatta? I heard you had the flu. I hope you're doing okay. Oh, good. Gail said that, for where she is, watching it vertical is better. And I guess that's what it is like if you were holding your phone and trying to, see the live, then it's better. You don't have to like twist your phone to the side or anything like that. So, oh, good. I'm glad you're getting better, Kenyatta. Oh, when I heard you had the flu, I was like, oh no, poor thing. Did you get the nooking hooks? I forgot to check. I think I have tracking on them, but I forgot to check. Curious if you got a chance to try nooking. Oh, Thomas, I don't know if you're still on, but I gave one of my coworkers your channel because she's a left-handed crocheter, and she said that she has a terrible time with knitting needles with 2 needles. And I was like thinking about it, and it seems like a lot of people who have told me they struggle with knitting are left-handed. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or not, but I told her about nooking, and then I gave her your channel and I gave her the playlist for all of your nooking tutorials. And so she said she was going to check that out. So I'll be curious to see that. Kenyatta said, I just got back over my daughters, haven't checked the mail yet. Okay. Hopefully it's there. Fingers crossed. If it's not there, let me know and I'll check the tracking again and see. But, I was really excited to have you try that. Hi, Annie. Annie's on. Hello, beautiful soul. That's Annie's catchphrase. Hello, beautiful souls. I love that. It always makes me feel so warm when I hear you say that. It's me, Annie's. Yes, I knew it was you because I knew the Crafts for Hope. Yeah, because she does, it might not be today, don't want to go back out. I don't blame you. The weather's pretty crummy. Annie, I remembered that was the name of your non-for-profit. And if you guys don't know, Annie has a really beautiful crafting non-for-profit called Crafts for Hope. Do you have a website for that now? But she works closely with the Salvation Army where she lives. And a couple years ago, we were donating hats and scarves and stuff to her. Oh my gosh, I just lost it. We were donating hats and scarves to her. Oh my gosh, Annie, tell me. To her organization, and she was giving them out to the homeless because she said there are a lot of homeless in her area. Salvation Army, that's what I was thinking of. We were donating it to your Salvation Army. I don't know why, I just had that total mind slip. How do I like the vertical live? I think it's okay. It's fine. I don't know. It's like just seeing it from here instead of from over there. I don't know if that makes a big difference for me as far as filming, but I just heard somebody say that they liked it better because they can see it better on their phone when they, for being able to work and still watch. And then Thomas said, yay, that's great. And maybe it is more difficult for lefties to knit. I can't handle 2 needles and yarn. I don't know, but it makes sense to me. And I was talking to my coworker about it. I don't know if you can knit left-handed. I have no idea, but when you hold knitting, you hold it in your left hand and then you put the stick through with your right and, deal with the yarn with your right. So it's probably more geared towards right-handed people. But again, maybe there is a way that you can knit left-handed. I really don't know. I'm not an expert on that. But I mean, if you learn nooking, it's just about the same, right, Thomas? It's just you're doing the knit stitch, the purl stitch, and you can work up any pattern that way. I think that is so cool. I'm so glad that you introduced us all to that. So Annie said, actually, I work with a lot of organizations in the community now. Oh, that's great. I'm sure you're getting out there more now, especially now that you have your non-for-profit and people on YouTube are getting to know you better. I think that's great. Sarah! Sarah! I'm so happy to see you. I know that we've kind of lost touch a little bit, and I feel bad about that. I hope you're doing okay. Um, yeah, I miss chatting with you, and it's my fault too. I haven't been as chatty lately either, but I do miss you. I'm glad that you're on here. It's a great way to say hi and get to talk to each other. Kenyatta, have you ever had someone not receive their Etsy order? That just happened to me. Oh no. The only thing I sell on Etsy are patterns, and I have had people say, oh, I didn't get my pattern, which I know isn't true because Etsy takes care of emailing the pattern out. But what I just did was I emailed them and, emailed the pattern out to them. I don't know. Did you have tracking on it? Like, is there a way that you could check the tracking? Usually when I send anything anymore, I request tracking on it just so that I can double check. Because then if it was delivered and they're being dishonest, you could say, hey, I just checked the tracking and it said it was delivered to here on this date, and then they can't dispute that. But if you check your tracking and it's not there, it should tell you like on its way or whatever, and then you can go from there. I don't know. If you don't have tracking on that order, I guess it's probably in your best interest to make another one and just tell them, you're sorry, I did send it, I don't know what happened. Because, I'd hate for you to get a negative review because of that. Unfortunately, people can be real jerks on there. I pulled a lot of my patterns off because I'm just getting sick of people. I do have some patterns on there, but I am sick of some people just saying really rude things to me. So, I don't know. Annie said, I'm not sure how I like it on this end. Hard to see comments. Yeah, I get that. It's a shorter comment space. I've been having to scroll up and down to see that. And Thomas said, yes, you can knit left-handed. Oh, okay. It's just the other way around. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I never saw it done that way, which doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I just never saw it. So, Kenyatta said, I watched 2 left-hand twin knit. They are here on YouTube. Okay, so did you see them doing it left-handed or did they still do it? I wasn't sure if there were 2 ways to do it or not when you knit. Tomorrow's tutorial will have a technique that I learned from a knitting tutorial, so it works. Awesome, that's from Thomas. Yeah, Thomas has been doing a lot of nooking and crochet that looks like knitting, and he's got some really great tutorials out there. If you don't know her, I would love, go and check him because he's got a lot of really good things out there. I never heard of nooking until he introduced it, and then I of course had to rush out and get some nooking needles and give it, or nooking, are they nooking needles or nooking hooks? I'll show you what they look like if you're not sure. I leave them in the packaging because these don't have the size written on the hook. So like it says here what it is, but on the hook it doesn't. So I wanted to keep it in the packaging. So here's how it looks. It's a crochet hook, but it's got like an eye on the end. And then you put a string here and you crochet the knitting stitches. It's wild. You'll have to watch Thomas's tutorial for it, but it is fun, and I'm looking forward to doing more. I just have a lot of stuff going on right now, so, I don't have the chance to explore it right at the moment as much as I want to, but hopefully in the near future when I can get some of these ideas I have into tutorials, then I can do that. Oh, Sarah, I do miss you too. Oh, Kenyatta said, yes, it said delivered. Okay, so you can always write them a message. You could say, hey, the tracking says it was delivered, and it should say what date it was delivered and even what time. you don't be like rude about it, but you could say, "Oh, I just checked tracking and it says it was delivered here at, this time at this date," and see what they say. I don't know. It notified her as delivered, but it isn't there. Ugh. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know. You can always like look up on Etsy too. Maybe they have like a section on Etsy to tell you what to do if they don't receive it or whatever. And Marina says, "Hey Sarah, long time no see. I haven't been on YouTube nearly as much in recent months." Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely missed you, Marina. You guys live kind of close to each other. Have you ever met in person, or or is it further away than I thought? I thought you guys were kind of close. Um Gail said she might need to check her neighbor's house. Okay. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. See if it's at your neighbor's house. Um, and then Annie said sometimes people accidentally delete emails. I know I have done that too, so that is definitely possible. Marina, Kenyatta, did the tracking show a photo of the delivery? That would help. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If there's a photo of it, that could help. Sarah just said, "Hey, Marina, we still need to grab coffee." Yeah, you guys, if I lived that close, I'd be driving over to hang out with you. You're really far away from me, though. I mean, what, two time zones away? So, yeah. Gail said, "I've had my packages delivered by FedEx to neighbors, and I've gotten neighbors' packages delivered here." Yeah, that's very possible that it could have just gone to the wrong place. Oh, Sarah's asking what nooking is. So it's doing knitting on a crochet hook. And I mean, I can't do this. I can't do this justice. You have to go to Thomas's channel to see how it's done. But I kind of rolled it up from when I tried it. You get the crochet hook that has the eye at the bottom, and this is a nooking hook, nooking needle, I don't know what you call it. And then you attach yarn to the end of it, and it's almost, in the beginning, it almost feels like Tunisian crochet because you're bringing up loops and you're putting them on the hook, and then you slide the loops down to here, and then you do your knitting stitches on here, and you bring, I guess instead of two needles, you have the yarn and the crochet hook, because you're just like when you knit, you're transferring the stitches from one needle to the other needle. You're transferring the stitches from this yarn onto your crochet hook, and then you pull them down and you do it again. And there's a way that you can do the knit stitch, the purl stitch, just like knitting, and you can just read a regular knitting pattern and follow along and do that. I've only tried a couple things. I put up a tutorial for a dish towel that just did the garter stitch. So I just did the knit stitch over and over and over to get that. But Thomas has a lot of tutorials. He has like a whole series. So definitely, check that out. But it's kind of cool. Kenyatta said Etsy's tracking doesn't show a photo. Oh, I told her I would make her another one. She said she will give it a few days and let me know. It sounds like she's being nice about it. So I don't know. It's probably a good thing to offer to do another one. Yeah, hopefully it'll show up. Hopefully, if a neighbor got it, hopefully she'll get it. That's the tricky thing about Etsy is, those kind of things pop up. Thomas said, "I will never understand why they don't put the size on the hooks." Yeah, I agree, because I was just going to throw these packages away, but then when I looked at the crochet needle, it didn't say what size it was, and I thought, oh, now I have to keep the packaging so that I know what size it is. So Marina said, "Oh my gosh." Oh, Annie. No, you can't eat that. Oh, Thomas is getting hungry now. Hi, Gina. I'm sorry I missed it. I'm a little bit slow. I'm scrolling up because I don't want to miss anybody's comments. Marina said hi. Marina said not yet. Sarah, one of these days I'll make it to PA to see you. Oh, I would be so excited if you did. Yay. That would be so fun. Annie said, well, Heather, I saw you were live and I wanted to stop by and give everyone a hug. I got an appointment in 7 minutes. Good luck at your appointment. I'm so glad you popped in. I know you're probably super busy right now, Annie, if you're still on. Have a great day. Oh, Sarah said, where can I find this Thomas person? He's in the chat. His channel is Totally Fierce Crochet Channel. But his name is Thomas. So if you can find, or Thomas, can you link your nooking tutorial playlist into my chat? Are you able to do that? Because then everybody can find it a little bit easier and bookmark it. Where can I find this Thomas person? Oh, Marina said it. Thomas is in the chat. His channel is Totally Fierce Crochet. Super fun and nice. Definitely. Right here, Sarah? Okay, so I guess, Sarah, you probably saw it by now. I'm just scrolling up, so I didn't see all these other ones. Thank you. I'll definitely be visiting you later, Thomas. Marina, Sarah, I will send you an email, same one I already had, right? Okay, good. Yes, you guys need to get together. Get pictures. Show me the pictures of you guys getting together. And then I can be over here in freezing weather in Pennsylvania being very jealous. Bye, Annie. Thomas said, link's not working. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hopefully Sarah can get onto your channel now and find it. So yes. Okay, I still have the giraffe. Sarah, I a couple years ago for Things We're Making Thursday, we had a free pattern that everybody made for giraffes. And I went giraffe crazy. I made a big, huge one with blanket yarn. And then I used some of my, that's the disadvantage of this. You can't see. I have some thread yarn right here that's always like kind of hidden behind me. I made a teeny tiny giraffe with thread yarn, which I gave away, so I don't have that one anymore. But Sarah really loved my big giraffe. And I said, oh, Sarah, for me to ship that to California would be a fortune. But I said, if you ever come to Pennsylvania, you can have it. So I still have it. Let me see if I can, right there. Can you see my big giraffe on right there with all my other junk? So I still have it, Sarah. You can take it home with you. You're probably gonna have to buy a seat on the plane just for that giraffe, though. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Marina just dropped that for you, Thomas, because it says apparently only mods can drop links. If I come across your station again, Thomas, I'll make you a moderator too. I tried to post Thomas's link. I don't know how well that works. Okay, I see the link. I didn't click on it because I don't want to mess up the live, but I see the link there. Hopefully people can get to it. Okay, I see you here, Thomas. Let me see if I can make you, there you go, add as a moderator. Okay, so hopefully you're a mod now, Thomas. No, not clickable. It just opens in another window. Oh gosh. Yeah, just search nooking. Sarah, I can also, I'll text you the link later. I don't want to mess up this. I've already tried to scroll out and do things, but it always messes up my lives. So I don't want to mess up my lives. I clicked on it and it took me to your page. Okay, so Kimberly said she could get to your page from the link. But okay, so Sarah, if you have any issues, let me know. I'll text you I'll text you a link to it. So. All right, so tell me so I can be jealous, Sarah and Marina, what's the weather where you are? Just so I can be jealous. Jana Kay, hi, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you popped on. I hope that you'll join us again for Battle of the Stitches. I loved having you on, Jana Kay. You had such cute projects. I loved them. $75 in Florida. I'm jealous. I had so much fun out there. Okay, good, good. Just let us know anytime this year, anytime you want to. We would love to have you back. It was so much fun having you on. We've got Thomas scheduled for one of the months this year. So you can't get out of it now, Thomas, because I'm telling everybody that you're scheduled for June. So you're committed. Oh, 75 must feel so nice. I feel like I'm itching to get out and do some gardening, but no way right now. Oh, Sarah, you never finished your giraffe. Oh, bummer. Did you do a big one, or did you just do like a regular sized one with medium weight yarn? I did one with medium weight yarn too, and somebody I work with saw the saw me post about it, and she loved it, so I gave it to her. All my giraffes were spoken for. Kimberly said it does. That week of cold we had was too much. Oh yeah, yeah. We were in the negatives Fahrenheit here. It was really cold. Marina said it's 55 where I am. Not that warm, but not as cold as it is for you. I would love 55. Today was in the high 30s, and it felt like a heat wave for us. Of course, you still needed a coat and hat, but it was definitely a lot warmer than it has been. Oh, Sarah, you still have the part, so you can finish it. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. I don't want to look weird. So what is everybody working on? Is anybody doing crochet projects? Like even if you're not doing it right this second, like do you have something you're working on? I know for Sarah, it's Gary the giraffe, right? Okay, Janet K said, I'm back in middle Tennessee and it's 60 here. 60, I'm jealous. Marina, we should have a whip finishing party. Yes, that would be so fun. You'll have to excuse me. My nose is itchy and running. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I think it would have been worse if it was like dripping down my face. Yeah, that would be great. I have some stuff that I've been working on. Hot isn't all good. We almost got evacuated during the fires and several of my friends lost everything. I'm sorry to hear that, Sarah. I should have asked about that. I forgot about all the fires that were going on. I've seen it on the news and it looks awful. I'm really sorry to hear that. Are you okay? Like, has anything affected you or anything? Jenna Kay said, I taught my mom. Oh, it's going fast. I taught my mom corner to corner while in Texas, so I brought back some yarn she had and making a blanket with it. Oh, that's fun. Kenyatta said, I went in my stash at home and found my old Mary Maxim toddler cardigan kit. I'll be starting that today. Awesome. Is that going to be for your granddaughter? I bet she'll love it. Sarah said, I just finished my first pair of socks. Oh, that's amazing. I still haven't done socks. Did you knit them or crochet them? And then working on a cardi with another YouTuber and donation hats. That's nice. I didn't do as much donation this year. I think I just had a lot of things that I wanted to do and I didn't get around to it. Marina said, Sarah, I'm so sorry. A number of people I know lost everything too. The church where my daughter had her recital in December gone. Oh, that's awful. The streets all around it, the entire neighborhood too. I saw on the news where like entire neighborhoods, there's like almost nothing left. And I feel so bad. That's awful. Gail said, it's 48 here right now, working on cocoon cardigan. I've seen those. Those are neat. A Prince Zuko. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Cat's meow blanket. Oh, I've seen that stitch. And still knitting the Doctor Who scarf. Oh, you've got a lot of whips going on. That's awesome. Gets to keep you busy. Gina, a bag-a-day pattern, making a blanket, the one with puff stitches. Very cool. She's got a ton of awesome patterns. So you can't go wrong. Sarah said, we're okay. It was just scary and heartbreaking. So are they under control now, or is it still spreading? And I haven't seen anything probably in the past few days on the news about it, but I know like as of last week, I was still hearing about fires going on. So I don't know. I'm so sorry. I hope that it's more under control. I am curious about that. Kenyatta said, still working on my knitted sock. I saw that in your video, and I don't think I commented on that, Kenyatta. I did watch your video. I'm sorry that I didn't comment. Sometimes I really try to leave comments, but sometimes like if I'm folding laundry or cooking dinner while I'm watching the video, sometimes I don't get the chance to actually comment on it. So if I didn't comment, I do watch all your videos, Kenyatta. So Kenyatta said, they don't really wear my crochet clothes. What? I'm going to have to come to Indianapolis again and have a chat with your daughter. Sarah said, I can't knit, just crochet socks. Not just crochet socks. I'm sure that they're beautiful. I was just curious which way you went with them. Marina said, Sarah, are you knitting now? I'm going to learn this year. Or did you make crochet ones? If you don't want to knit, you could always Nook, right? Go to Thomas's channel. I think he had to go, but yeah. Make sure you check out Totally Fierce Crochet. Sarah, I like the donation hats because it's something small. I can get that instant gratification from my in-between big projects. I agree. I agree. When I was doing the donations, I like that too, especially even the ones where we did the washcloths for oh, I don't remember the name of it now, but it was for that homeless veterans shelter. If I think of it later, I'll link it, but they needed washcloths for their washing station, and that was a really nice thing to make because it wasn't that expensive to ship them because they're small, and it was another thing that works up really fast. So if any of you remember that, go ahead and write it in because I'm having a brain freeze. I can't remember what. One of the closest to me was 95% contained last I checked, but there's 6 around me and I don't watch the news. It's just too sad. Yeah, I don't blame you. That can get very sad. I hope that they're able to get these contained now. I'm sorry about that. Kenyatta said, it's okay. I don't always comment. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Yeah, that's another thing. Knowing what to say. I get that. Marina said, you can always just leave an emoji comment like a heart. That's true. I can do that too. I need to get better about that. I like to leave like something nice, but I'm not always able to, sometimes, especially if I'm multitasking. But Jana Kay said, I learned to knit so I can knit socks. Now I've always got a pair on the go. I've heard a lot of people say that. They're like, once you knit your first pair, it's like you're going to never stop knitting socks. You're just going to love doing it. The thing for me is I loathe wearing socks. I hate it so much. I only wear socks in the winter because I hate wearing socks. So like, I don't really care about socks enough to make myself a pair because I know that I probably won't wear them much, but I don't know. It's just a weird thing about me. For some reason, my feet are always hot. So slippers and socks are just, I don't know. I just don't use them. Okay. Sarah said, Crystal Hook That Yarn just dropped a really pretty hat tutorial. I saw that. I didn't watch the tutorial yet, but I saw that she dropped that. It is really pretty, like the design that she has for it. She does a really nice job with designing hats and stuff like that. And the shirt, the top-down shirt, I make that all the time. I finished that in about an hour. Okay, not bad. Thank you. Sarah remembered it. It was Starfish Association. Yes. They're in Arizona, the Starfish Association. I know they have a website. So if you were curious about that, I don't know if they still need washcloths or not. I know at some point, I was doing it on my channel and a lot of people joined in because I think a lot of people said, "Oh, it's easy to whip up, dishcloths or washcloths for, to make a ton of them." So I know a lot of people were sending them, and then they got to the point where they were like, okay, we have enough. But that was not this past summer, but the summer before. So almost 2 years ago. So you never know, they might need more. Maybe I'll check into that. One of my subscribers, Deb, it's her daughter that runs it. So I could always get in touch with Deb and see if they're looking for more of that. Marina said, Passionate Kelsey has an easy chunky hat tutorial. That's awesome. You're going to try it. Awesome. And Marina said, oh yeah, American Starfish. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you guys remembered that. I was just having a brain freeze and I couldn't think of it. Steph, hi. I'm sorry I'm behind on the chat here because I'm trying to just scroll and make sure that I see what everybody's saying. I don't want to miss anybody. I'm glad you popped on. This was just like a last minute pop on for me because everybody's like, you got to do the vertical live. So now I've done it. I don't know. I'll do it again. I just didn't see what all the fuss was about. So Steph said that is a lot of yarn. What, behind me? Yes, I know. I've got a little bit of an addiction. I've been lucky too because people have been giving me yarn too. My mother-in-law will often, when she comes to visit, she'll bring a couple skeins of yarn that she found somewhere, or somebody that I work with knows that I like to crochet a lot, and she doesn't crochet, but she had some yarn stashed away from when her kids did crafts when they were little, but now that her kids are gone, she gave me all the yarn. So, and it's really nice yarn. It's not like, it's not just like generic yarn. It's really nice yarn. So yeah, I'm kind of lucky that way too. So, and then my husband was nice enough to build the shelves for me. He did this whole shelving unit. He's very, very handy. We're doing a lot of home improvements right now over time, and it's nice because he can build the stuff, so it saves us a lot of money. We just need to get the materials. Okay, let's see. Gail said, I only wear socks when I go to the barn. My feet need to breathe. That's how I feel. My feet are always hot and they need to breathe. I'm barefoot right now. Not that anybody needed to know that, but Marina said, let's do it. Kenyatta, you could do a video talking about your process and tag Kelsey. That would probably even bring more traffic to your channel. There you go. Sarah, Aaron with Crafting Kitty said they're accepting hats this year. Okay, so I guess Aaron also kind of got heavily involved with that. So I guess she's kind of kept up with that where I didn't. So that's good to know. Kenyatta said, will do, just grab some pretty yarn from home. Yay. Joanne, hi. Great to see you. I love seeing you on Facebook. Kimberly said hi, and Steph said, usually I'm working and seen this. Yay! I'm glad. This was just like spur of the moment. So I'm glad, but I'm glad though, because I'm seeing so many of my friends, especially ones that I haven't seen in a while. Do you still have the thread I sent you? I do. Let me, sorry, I'm behind. Here's some of it. And then there's some more over here. And then I do have a drawer. I have like a little, I don't know, stand over here that has drawers, and I have some of my thread yarn in the drawer because I couldn't fit it all on my shelf. But yeah, I still have it, and I do minis every once in a while. So I love it. I really appreciate that so much, Sarah. That was so nice of you to send that to me. Gifted yarn is some of the best yarn. I agree, Kimberly. That is really nice. You know, because it shows that people know what you like and they know what you spend your time on, you know, so it's like that person knows you if they gave you yarn. Excuse me. Kenyatta said, most of my yarn stash came from winnings at the Christmas and July fairies a while ago. That's awesome. That's awesome that you were a winner. Where am I, Heather? I am, or where are you, Heather? In my house, or where do I live? I live in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. But I guess you don't need to know what room I'm in. I'm in my crochet room. That was probably a silly question on my part, not your part, on my part. Yeah, so if you're in Jersey, you're in New Jersey, so we're probably not too far apart. But you're probably getting similar weather to what we're getting. Marina, it was great seeing you, Heather, and chatting with everyone here. I haven't been to a live in so long. I'm so glad you popped on. I love that. Oh, Steph, meaning to say what state. Yeah, yeah, I should have known that. You weren't asking me where in my house I am. That's weird. Kimberly said, need to let the hubby know you need floor to ceiling shelving. Yeah, I probably do. We're working on getting our basement has always been finished, but we put new flooring in and we're setting it up nicely now. So we're down in the basement, so I don't want to monopolize his time with stuff here for my yarn room until until we're ready. So time to head to school. Yep, gotta get the kid. Tell her I said hi. So good to see you, Marina. Thank you so much. And you're a great moderator. Thank you. While you're in renovating. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get there. He said he was going to make me a new desk too. I don't mind the desk that I have, but then he showed me like what he had in mind for me and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want that." So I'm waiting. It's okay. I think that having the basement in a really great way to entertain, I think that's a pretty big priority. Our boys are getting older too. They're 14 and 16. So if we want to, get more of our house ready for entertaining, now's the time to do it. So actually, they're almost 15 and 17. They're only a couple months away. They were both born in the same month. So Annie is calling. I saw Annie, if you're thinking of Crafts for Hope, I saw her on earlier. Yes. Sarah said, I saw Roman got his license. He did. He's driving by himself now. So it's actually really good because he's taken a lot of the back and forth to pick up the kids. He's taken a lot of that away from me. So he'll take him and his brother to their activities. They're in the same activities, which is really nice. They both are in marching band. So he takes them back and forth to practice, which is great. And then they're both on the bowling team for their school. So he's been taking them back and forth to practice for that, which is really good. It's freed up some time for me, which is awesome. So it's really nice having a driver. People say it's worrisome, and I think it is if you let it, because I have found my mind wandering at times where I'm like, oh my God, an accident can happen. It's a little bit slippery. It's this, it's that. But I have to tell myself, you can't control everything. So I just try to take a breath and this is a normal part of growing up. Everybody gets their license, everybody learns to drive. It's part of having independence. He wants to save money and commute to college when he gets to college, which I think is very, very smart of him. The school that he wants to go to is about 45 minutes from where we live, so it's smart for him to save money and commute. So, he's has to know how to drive for that. I have to let the natural way of things happen. So I've kind of relaxed from that again. When people ask, "Isn't it nerve-wracking?" I'm like, "No, it's just a normal part." And anything could happen at any time. Even if they're riding the bus to school, something could happen to the bus. If you let yourself worry about everything, you could find a reason to worry for everything. So, yeah, but I'm really excited. He's very careful, and for those of you who don't know, Roman is autistic, but he's very, very high functioning and very smart. He just has some personality quirks, not in a bad way. He's very funny, and but you know, s- one of the social things is like maybe not reading the room, or maybe saying something that's truthful, but everybody else knows you probably shouldn't say that. So, that could add another level of worry, but he's definitely a rule follower, and more so than I think my other child who is neurotypical, like, if you want to say it that way. I don't know. I don't know about all these labels, but he does not have a disability, if you want to say that. So I probably would worry more when the younger one has to drive than Roman driving. Sarah said it's good for him. He would have had to learn eventually. Yeah, I agree. And I want him to grow up and have as normal a life as he possibly can. And if you don't, at least where we are, because we live in a very rural area, very rural. If you don't drive, you would be very limited, in what you could do. So Janet Kay said, so right. We need to trust them and let them grow up and be independent. It's just hard. It is. It is. You have to talk yourself down sometimes from things. So yes, he drives, but I feel great about it. And he's been very responsible. He hasn't shown me any reason not to be. And I know things can happen, but you know, I think it's gonna be good. Kenyatta said, I just realized I left my Kindle Fire at home. Oh, bummer. All my patterns are on there. I have no idea what I'm going to do. My daughter does not have the gas to go back across town. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, I don't know what to say. Oh, there's no other devices that you could access that on? Does she have one that you could just like put your password in and check stuff? I have no idea how that works, so just trying to problem solve there. I'm sorry, Kenyatta. That's a real bummer. What did you want to work on? I'll try to get back there next week. Oh, it's a shame you have to wait. We have always said, because we like to go to Gen Con, which is in Indianapolis, we've always said, I told Kenyatta this before, but we've always said if we ever make it big, and if anything, he'll get experience. Most of us don't with the house carriages. If we ever want it big in the lottery, we're going to buy a house in Indianapolis, because when we go to Gen Con, it's a lot of times it's really difficult to get a hotel room because there's so many people who go to Gen Con. And I got to, oh, I see what you're saying. Horse carriages. I wasn't sure what you meant. Yes, yes. We have a lot of horse and buggy here, and all of our places have horse and buggy parking, just because this Lancaster, Pennsylvania, if you look it up, it's very strongly Mennonite, and Amish, and so there's a lot of farming that happens here. It's really rural. Our family's not Mennonite or Amish, but there are a lot of people from that religion that live from those two religions that live here. And so, um, yeah, but I'm sorry, I'm talking two conversations at once. I'm sorry, Kenyatta and Sarah's. For Kenyatta, we always said we would buy a house in Indianapolis, so that way, whenever we went to Gen Con, we wouldn't have to worry about where we were gonna stay. And sometimes we have to stay kind of far, like last year, it was a couple miles, so we walked back and forth, but, it would have been nice if we were closer. And a couple years ago, I Ubered to go and visit Kenyatta. It was so fun. I really enjoyed getting to meet her in person, and I thought if I ever get a house in Indianapolis, I would love if the two of us could just sit together and crochet. I think that would be so fun. Just sit around and talk and crochet and that kind of stuff. Oh, Kenyatta said it was nice meeting you too. Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. I didn't get to stay long because that year I taught some classes. Gen Con has yeah, that would be nice. I hope we win, hope that we win the lottery big so we can get a house there. But that year, it wasn't this past summer, but the summer before, I taught some classes. They have a crafting area at Gen Con. It's a gaming convention, but they have all kinds of things going on. And so that year, I did a class on doing my Dragon Head dice bag. I called it a dice bag. It's a drawstring bag, but for the gaming convention, a place for people to put their dice. And that class did really well. I did a second class. I can't remember now, but it was fun. Last year, I signed up to do the same classes again, and I had a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't wait to take your class this year," because I was gonna do some of the different ones, but they didn't approve my classes. So, I figure I'm not dragging all that stuff out there if we're not even going to be able to get a hotel close enough. Like, I don't wanna drag o I have to provide all the materials for the class if I do a class, so I'm not dragging all the materials 2 miles, to get there. And since I'm not used to a city, I get nervous, like, if I'm passing homeless people or I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound prejudiced or anything. I'm not trying to be prejudiced. Um, uh, Towards, like, people who don't have homes or anything like that, but I'm just not used to that, and sometimes I get a little nervous, and or if there's a lot of people that are walking around me, I get a little nervous because I hear about people who get robbed and stuff in cities, and I'm just not used to it, that's all. I'm sure if I lived in a city, I would get used to it and wouldn't be so nervous about it, but, um, so I don't wanna be dragging all kinds of stuff. I feel like I would make myself a target, like, "Look, she has all kinds of stuff, let's go rob her." It probably doesn't even happen like that. It's just, me being used to being in the Oh, Kenyatta said, "I'm nervous here too, I never walk alone." That's probably really smart. And even, like, taking Ubers because I know, like, city people do that all the time. But around here, I don't even know if you could get an Uber around where I live at all. I have no idea. I've never tried it. If you don't drive around here, you don't really go anywhere. But getting into an Uber because I did that to meet Kenyatta, and then I Ubered back. But and then a couple times I think like there were a couple times that we were leaving the convention center a little bit late, so we just Ubered to our hotel rather than walking the 2 miles. Um, but, that kinda made me a little nervous, especially when I did it by myself. And I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, but you just never know. So, anyway, I'm sorry. I hope that you guys aren't upset that I said those things about cities. I'm just not used to it. It's always something to worry about. Yeah. Do you ever get into the city? Because I know you're a little bit more on the outskirts. I know you're still kind of city, but a little bit more on the outskirts. Um, do you go into the city a lot, Kenyatta? I'm probably only going to stay on here for another like 5 minutes or so because it'll be time for me to start getting dinner ready. And our family has been doing yoga before dinner every day, so I don't want to mess that up. I want to keep doing that. We're trying to, especially my husband and I, as we get older, we're trying to make sure that we're keeping our muscles stretched and everything. So we've been walking and doing yoga, and so I don't want to miss that. I already did my walking today. Jana Kay said, I grew up in a huge city, lived in South Africa in a gigantic city, and I get the apprehension. I have lived a cautious life until now. Oh, I can imagine. I guess that you had to have gotten used to it though, because if you did it all those years, I'm sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Kenyatta said, not anymore. When my kids were younger, we would ride the bus down to the mall. Okay. I heard there's 2 malls in Indianapolis, but I know I've been to one of the malls, and I noticed over the past couple years it's not as, um it's like the malls around here too. It's like it's not as, popular or not there's not as many stores and that kind of thing. We our whole family, this was probably 2 or 3 summers ago, we ate at the Indianapolis Mall. I'm not sure which one. They had a food court and we ate a meal there, and there was a guy that was going from table to table. Um, I think he must have been on drugs or drunk or something, and he was asking everybody to give him money, and we were getting really nervous. He hadn't come to our table yet, but just right before he got to our table, some kind of security went up to him and escorted him out. But I thought, "Oh, this is so different than we wouldn't see that there." Um, and we used to have a really good bookstore in town. Oh, I know you love to read, so that was probably really good. Kimberly said, "Very nice, Heather." Kenyatta said, "I rarely leave the apartment now." Oh, it's a shame. That's a shame. Sarah said, "It was good to see you and hang out with you again." It was good to see you too, Sarah. I'm so glad that we got to chat on here. We'll have to make a more of an effort, both of us, me too, to stay in touch with each other better. Gail said, "I lived near a city, not as big as Indianapolis or anything like that, but sorry, I have to scroll up. Where we are, my youngest daughter and I had a few incidents while out, and now she and I no longer go anywhere without my sons." That's scary. Okay, so I guess it sounds like I'm not being overly concerned, you know, uh, by being nervous when I go to Indianapolis. So yeah, I do sometimes get a little nervous. It is fun. A couple times I've gotten on the scooters, but some of the people that we go with, because my husband's gaming friends will go to Gen Con as well. 2 of them have gotten on those city scooters and crashed, and one of them actually had to go home early because they got pretty scratched up on their face. So I might not do those scooters anymore. They sound like they're too dangerous. Janet Kay said, "You do get used to it and don't realize you're living under stress, but it is so nice that I can walk around my neighborhood alone. So freeing." Yeah, that's what I'm used to. That's what I'll do. I'll walk around my neighborhood without any kind of worry or concern or anything like that. So, yeah, that would be something that would be different in a city. And then Janet Kay said, "And my town is 55,000, not all that small." Okay. Yeah, I don't know how many we have here in our little town, but we only have, the um we live in a place called Denver, and right where Denver is in town, there's only one traffic light. So, oh no, Kenyatta said she's nervous taking the trash out. Oh no. Maybe you need to win the lottery and you can come out here to Pennsylvania and buy a house. So, all right. Well, I loved talking with you guys today. I'm glad to get on the vertical live and give it a try. But I need to get going because we got to get our yoga in and then have dinner. I just have some chili in the pot, so we're going to have some chili for dinner. And the chili can continue stewing while we do our yoga. But I hope that you guys have a great day. And thank you for joining me in here today and testing this out with me. Um, Take care. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm so glad all of you popped in and said hi. So hopefully we can chat again soon. I always say that and then I don't do it, but I need to make an effort to do that more. So take care, guys. Bye.